Good morning, everyone. It's a Sunday morning. In fact, it is the 10th of June. We're a third of the way through the month of June, and we've enjoyed some pretty good weather, albeit a little bit shy of rain in a seasonal norm. That should get us a little bit more in June. But, we do have some in the forecast. This morning, looking at the satellite loop, though, those clouds you see in Missouri are not producing rain. There's some question as to whether they might later today. There's southeast of us, there's a chance at least for a scattered afternoon shower or thunderstorm. It's not a great big deal. It would fall in an area that's driest, or one of the driest areas in the Ozarks, but it won't amount to much, at least not on a large scale. Some of you might get lucky on that, but the main rain's coming in along a front tomorrow. Certainly that would be the case, and it's our best hope, I think, of organized rain here in the Ozarks. Let's take a look at the morning temperature pattern here, and this is a warm morning for us. Morning temperatures in the upper 60s to around 70 here in the Ozarks, and you can see this warmth extends all the way up into Minnesota. In fact, that kind of temperature pattern goes all the way up into southern Canada here this morning, and then evidence of cooler air over Montana here, where you're starting to get your 50-degree temperatures here in parts of Montana and Dakotas, and eventually 40-degree temperatures here. Now, that is not headed directly for the Ozarks, but we will get a feel for that, a little bit of a cool down later in the week, certainly. If we look at our basically our wind pattern and our surface temperature pattern, here, take that off actually, just look at the wind pattern, and so there's a front organizing right in this area. Right through here you can see the wind shift line and also the area of low pressure that's sitting here, a little trough that often develops on the eastern side of the Rocky Mountains where it's warm. And so our wind flow basically today is out of the south-southeast, and that's going to pump up the warm and humid air into our area. So a very summer feel to what we're going to experience here today, certainly. So the temperatures, here's a plot of what's going on. We have basically high temperatures right around the mid to upper 80s again expected today. I'm leaning on the warm side of the computer model output. And tomorrow's kind of a tricky day too, because it depends on exactly how many random showers and thunderstorms form out ahead later on tonight, and how many of those are lingering around tomorrow. I probably put tomorrow at about the mid 80s or so, right in that ballpark, and then definitely a slide downward for Tuesday morning, getting a lot cooler in the Ozarks. Here's the long-term projection. So we have a summer feel for today, and I'll give it tomorrow too, and then Tuesday. The front is already through, and we have our coolest morning, I think, Wednesday morning, when our low temperatures could drop well into the 50s. So it's like the weather we had most of the mornings last week, except it wasn't quite as long. Here's the precipitation output here, and you can see most of the rains. This is 1 a.m. on Monday, and then this is 1 p.m. on Monday. So the rain kind of ramps up overnight and into the daytime hours on Monday as that front begins to slide on through. And generally speaking, the cool front is the main rain game for us, with little dribbles returning warm front possibilities, shower and thunderstorm possibilities out ahead of that front advancing back northward perhaps on Thursday. Not a big chance. Here is the slight risk of severe storms expected on Monday, which does cover roughly everything south of I-44 in Missouri and into northern Arkansas. That would be as the storms reorganize along the front during the afternoon. I don't think there's enough wind shear for there to be a huge tornado threat, but hail and strong winds certainly. And then finally the precipitation, which we need so much. That's not really going to show up in great measure, like down to the south of us here, where they had already Pensacola. I had that 12 plus inch rain total from yesterday. It's still raining and will rain down there. But in our neck of the woods here, you can see the front. When we have arcing lines like that, that indicates usually an advancing front is generating precipitation. So we're looking at lighter amounts, anywhere between a quarter inch and maybe 3/4 of an inch, with isolated heavier amounts in some of the storms. So if you're going out and about today on this important Sunday in the middle of summer here, again, a scattered thunderstorm is possible in south central Missouri, north central Arkansas, but for most of us, another very warm and humid day. Get out and enjoy.